Bien, jinetes, mientras recorren, les doy un poco las características de este Gran Premio del CSI 5 estrellas, 13 obstáculos, 16 saltos. En unos momentos les doy el tiempo acordado. Por lo pronto les recuerdo que es un artículo 238.2. Es un desempate posterior que consta de 7 obstáculos, 8 saltos, tiene una distancia de 330 metros y un tiempo concedido de 50 segundos. Obstáculos a este desempate posterior, jinetes: 3, 4B, 1, 2, 12B, 12C, 6, 15. Repito: 3, 4B, 1, 2, 12B, 12C, 6, 15.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, a very warm welcome to the setting of Concurso de Salto La Silla here in Monterrey, one of the most iconic and prestigious show jumping events from around the world. We are building up, the countdown is on towards the start of our 5-star Grand Prix, the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, with 22 of the very best to battle it out. The challenge is a score set by Cédric Longy, our course designer. He is measuring the distance of this 5-star Grand Prix. The speed required in the first round is 400 meters per minute. Based on that speed and on the length that is being measured as we speak in cooperation with our international judges. And based on that speed and the length, we'll have a time allowed for you shortly. And a time allowed is going to be crucial to keep in mind in this Grand Prix, because only riders who finish clear in the first round, who jump clear over all these 13 obstacles and 16 efforts over the combination fence, over the triple combination, and conclude inside the time allowed, will claim a ticket for the jump off. They will go through to the jump off round in this Grand Prix. So the time allowed is a crucial ingredient in the recipe for a win. Looking back at last year was an historic edition of this Grand Prix. It was Andres Azcárraga with Contenders 2 to claim the win. What a moment back then. He wrote history in the books of Studbook La Silla with that win last year during the 5-star Grand Prix GNP Seguros in 2024. Who will get the title? Who will claim the win this year? A very warm welcome. It is going to be a sensational finale of week 1 of Concurso de Salto La Silla 2025. Let's be legends.
Van a escuchar chic 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 de vez en cuando. Ajá. ¿Neta? Sí.
Ah, déjalo cambio entonces, güey.
No, güey, espérate. Tú vas a ver si lo voy a poner ahí.
Sí.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time for the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, one of the most iconic, historic, and traditional Grand Prix in our equestrian world. It is a show filled with tradition and filled with a rich history with some of the biggest champions in terms of horses and in terms of riders. This Grand Prix has seen many prestigious names, and this year will be no exception to that. Is 2025 edition of the Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla here in Monterrey. One of the most legendary Grand Prix in Mexico, and the stage is set for also this year an unforgettable afternoon. The course from the hand of Cédric Longy. He has set this first round with 16 efforts and 13 obstacles. We start at fence number 1 at our long side of the LED board. Fence number 1 is the wall there, the beautiful natural fence, and the decoration here of the fences in La Silla is truly impressive. Then down the line, a curve to fence number 2, the oxer in the yellow colors towards our long VIP hospitality side. Then we turn right-handed to the wall, right-handed to fence number 3, the massive wall there at the short side of Banorte, to then follow to the first combination fence, the combination number 4A and 4B in the course. That's a stunning combination once again in the green-brown colors. It's 4A vertical, then coming out on 4B and oxer. And there is the open water fence. An international judge will keep an eye on the open water fence in this course of the Grand Prix. GNP Seguros, fence number 5. To then go to 6, the vertical of La Silla GNP, Concurso de Salto La Silla, Let's Be Legends. A beautiful vertical with the logo of both GNP and La Silla in the pillars. Then our riders turn left-handed to the triple bar, the bar de spa. The triple bar, a very nice fence. It follows the dynamic of a jump, but it's a wide fence. It's a 160 wide, 190 wide. That bar de spa, the triple bar, number 7 at the in and out gates. Then down the line, an interesting line in his course of Cédric Longy, down the line to fence number 8, the vertical with the beautiful decoration as well. That is the green, red and white vertical, a short distance to the high and wide oxer, an airy fence, an open design of that fence, difficult to judge from a horse perspective. Fence number 9 of Banorte. Then down the line to 10, ladies and gentlemen. 10 is the vertical of GNP Seguros, es increíble. Then we follow to fence number 11, a short turn left-handed to fence 11 alongside of our VIP hospitality. And then there is the triple bar. There is a triple combination pretty late in the course in this Grand Prix. It's a 12A, an oxer, then 2 strides to 11B, once again an oxer there, and then it's one short stride holding back to that last element, the third element at 12C, a vertical, and then the last line into the last line of the oxer of GNP Seguros, our title partner fence in this Grand Prix. It's high and it is wide. A tough last obstacle in this course of Cédric Longy. So that is the challenge. That is the test for 22 of the very best in a clash between titans. 400 meters per minute. The required speeds based on that speed and the length will have a timeline for you shortly in this Grand Prix. It is now or it is never. Let's be legends. And as the philosophy of Concurso La Silla states, only one can rise. Only one can rise in this Grand Prix and follow in the footsteps of Andrés Azcárraga and Contenderos as the champion from last year. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of all of our partners and the title partner GNP Seguros, es increíble. A very warm welcome to La Silla en Monterrey. Bienvenidos a todos para aquí en Monterrey. Concurso de Salto La Silla para el Gran Premio GNP Seguros. Para los 5 estrellas, a 5-star Grand Prix with the very best in el Gran Premio GNP Seguros.
Amarillo no. Blanca.
¿Cómo estás? ¡Salúdame! Saluda a Claudio. ¿Ya no me conoces? Claudio fue el que te enseñó a meterte en la pista. Ya nos torturas. ¿Dile se va a meter a la alberca? Quiere echar al agua, dice, ahí con la serpiente.
¿Este es el one? Se mueve no abriéndose tanto tampoco. Se montó.
Esta vez tú serás el titular.
De la edición especial de tu tarjeta de crédito Banorte Visa. Solicítala y prepárate para la Copa Mundial de la FIFA 2026. Cortesía de Visa.
Con las tarjetas Banorte Visa, nuestra emoción se vive más fuerte. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Time allowed in the first round is 83 seconds, 83 segundos. 83 secondes le temps accordé, messieurs dames, 83. 83 is allowed in the first round based on the length and on the speed required in the initial round of the Grand Prix, the 5-star Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Gran premio para los 5 estrellas para aquí en Monterrey, a la CIA Club Hípico. La CIA is the stage for the Grand Prix GNP Seguros.
Le salía la cabeza. Vente a mí, por acá, vámonos. Vamos por aquí. Trabaja allá, yo voy para allá.
Arena is now closed for inspection. La pista está cerrada, arena is closed, and we are only a few moments away from the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Arena is closed and 22 combinations are preparing themselves for a true clash, for the win, for the prize money, for the launching ranking points, and the honor of winning one of the most prestigious Grand Prix, the Grand Prix here at Concurso de Salto La Silla in Monterrey, the Grand Prix GNP Seguros.
¿A qué horas empiezas? A la una, no era 1:30. ¿Ya no? ¿Qué?
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it, the moment of truth for 22 combinations. Some of the very best in the world of show jumping in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Time allowed of 83 seconds, 83 segundos. And we start with Brazil's Rafael Augusto Barros, representando Brasil con Channel PS. Has been in great form the previous stages of the Mexico Fall Tour in San Miguel de Allende and Copa Expand now here in Monterrey. Brazil, first to go, and the best of luck. Channel PS and Rafael Augusto Barros, Brazil. 84.63, that's 8 for jumping and that's 2 for time as well. 2 por exceso del tiempo, también 8 y 2 por el tiempo para Brasil. Rafael Augusto y Barros y Channel PSA 10 in 84.63 seconds. He can look back with a big smile as well on the past weeks on the 2, 3 and the 5-star level. We're about to welcome our next combination, representing the flag of Mexico for the home delegation here in this Grand Prix, riding Lucky Fauntleroy, representando Mexico, Daniel Atie Moscona. Best of luck. Nomination, I'm afraid, for Daniel Atie Moscona and Lucky Fauntleroy in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Not today, I'm afraid, for the combination for Mexico. Eliminated in this culmination of our 5-star week here at Club Hípico La Silla. BP First Editions is 13 years of age, a mare Irish bred by Verdi Tien out of Ballypatrick Flight. Ballypatrick is by Lobton's Flight, the ally of Sofía Michel Rodriguez para Mexico, our third to go in the first rounds. Deciding to retire, se retira en ese Gran Premio GNP Seguros para los 5 estrellas. Deciding to retire is Sofía Michel Rodriguez and BP First Editions. Se retira la caviar abandonne dans cette Grand Prix pour les 5 étoiles. Deciding to retire. The Olympian Argentinian Fabian Sejanes claimed to win in the 6 bars powered by GNP Seguros last night, and now riding Tekin LS, La Silla Brett, 11-year-old gelding by Tecolote LS, out of Staccato, jumped Olympic Games, jumped World Championships, and now here in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, representado Argentina, es Fabian Sejanes. Over the final fence, over the oxer of GNP Seguros in 90.19 seconds. That's 16 the score, 16 for this combination. 8 por exceso de tiempo para Argentina. Fabián Sejanes con Tekin LS, 16 in this first round. And so we are looking for the first clear in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. And we present to you Hubert B, 13-year-old gelding by Verdi and Mr. Blue. It is Luis Alejandro Plasencia, representado México. And ese Gran Premio GNP Seguros has had an amazing week here at La Silla. Jumped and won team gold at the Central American Games in 2018. And now joining us to take on the challenge of Cédric Longy. Luis Alejandro Plasencia, Hubert B para México. 4 faults, just the 4 penalties in his initial round, ladies and gentlemen of the Grand Prix presented by GNP Seguros. It's 4 faltas en el tiempo, 4 faltas, 80-49 segundos para Luis Alejandro Plasencia con Hubert B en ese Gran Premio GNP Seguros. Hopefully more luck for Patricio Pascal in the 5-star Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla. Represented Mexico at the Olympic Games of Tokyo, at the World Equestrian Games of Trine and the World Championships of Herning in 2022. Riding the 11-year-old Chacalu PS México y Patricio Pascal. Cuatro faltas para México, 79-47 segundos para Patricio Pascal. Chacalu PS, Chacalu by Diablo Blanco and Staccato. Just the 4 faults for jumping penalties between them and the jump of the decision of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Andres Torres Hernandez is representing the home tricolore as well and counting on the talents of Vivant Comedy PS. PS is referring to Paul Schockemeulen, 10-year-old by Vivant van de Heffink en Contargos. The very best of luck para México, número 8 en pista en este Gran Premio, Andres Torres Hernandez. A total of 12, 12, 12 en total para Andrés Torres Hernández y Vivint Comedy PS, 12, 78, 56 segundos and 78.56, no issues with a time allowed, but it's a 12 in the initial round of this Grand Prix of the 5-star week at Club Hípico La Silla for Andrés Torres Hernández. Where is that first clear coming from? Well, maybe from the rider for Latvia. It's Kristaps Neretniks riding Valur. Next on course in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Valur is by Verdi and Calido. Kristaps Neretniks, who has a very nice and impressive history too, represented Latvia at 2 Olympic Games, World Equestrian Games and 4 World Cup finals. Kristaps Neretniks for Latvia. Yes, 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 that's a clear, 0-0 faltas para Kristaps Neretniks en Valur, 0 faltas y clasificar para el desempate through to the jump off. A perfect clear in this first round of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros in 81.57, the 2-time Olympian Kristaps Neretniks. And now on the quest for that second clear. And this is a Mexican lady in great form this week here in Monterrey. Several podium finishes with Perla Optima Santa Rosa, Belgium bred by the Fabrex family in Belgium. It's a 10-year-old by Canan and the Pomo du Heup. Ana Sofía Legorreta Hernández para México en este Gran Premio GNP Seguros. Eight penalties for Ana Sofía Legrata Hernández per la óptima Santa Rosa con 8 faltas, 8 en este Gran Premio GNP Seguros. 8 faults in the first round in 79.92 seconds, 79.92 y 8 para Ana Sofía Legrata Hernández. One clear at the moment. Who can join Christoph's Nedetniks in the jump off? Well, maybe this speed expert John Perez Bom for Colombia has had some very successful days here at Concurso de Salto La Silla in Monterrey, and counting on the 12-year-old Doué Dumesnil in the Grand Prix today, a mare by the great Calvaro Z. Best of luck para Colombia. John Perez Bom, Doué Dumesnil. The round of John Perez Bom, Doué Dumesnil, 1 por el tiempo también, 5 en todas 5 faltas para Colombia en este Gran Premio GNP Seguros, a score of 5 in 83.92 seconds, and so it is still looking for the second clear in this 5-star Grand Prix, the test of Cédric Longy, ladies and gentlemen. Now to José Antonio Chedraui, representando México, número 12 en pista con Concord. 2 Olympic Games, 2 World Equestrian Games, World Cup Finals, and 6 Pan American Games. Here with Concord in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros para México, José Antonio Chedraui. Number 74 on the Pan American rankings. Will he give us the second clear in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros? 0-0-0 para México. José Antonio Chedraui, great round, a great moment in his Grand Prix GNP Seguros, the first Mexican home representation in the jump off. Oh yes, that's clear for the home country. Cero faltas y clasificado para el desempate México y José Antonio Chedraui. Excelente. Two clears now in the shape of Christoph Sneerdnieks and José Antonio Chedraui. This is number 20 on the Pan American rankings and 116 on the Lone Chin ranking, on a quest for ranking points today as well, where Tiffany de Olite jumped the Olympic Games of Tokyo, jumped the Olympic Games of London, and representing Chile, representado Chile con Tiffany de Olite. Samuel Parrot is next to go in this first round. Four penalties, cuatro faltas, cuatro para Chile, para Samuel Parot y Tiffany de Olite, cuatro faltas, 79-74 segundos, 79.74. It was looking very promising, but then just one fence down. The plan coming down there for four penalties, Samuel Parot and Tiffany de Olite. And that leads us to Manuel Senderos para México en este Gran Premio GNP Seguros con Cannabis. Cannabis are the right is a Mexican bred, 16 years of age, gelding by Calasco, México, Manuel Senderos y Cannabis R. 4 faults, 4 penalties on the triple combination of Stelboek La Silla. It's a 4 faults, 4 faltas para Cannabis R and Manuel Senderos para México. 4 faults in 88-4, 80-84, 4 faltas en este Gran Premio GNP Seguros. In great form in Saint-Tropez, top finish in the Rolex Grand Prix of the Brussels FX Masters, and he wrote history here last year in Monterrey to claim the win. Back then with Contendros in this very same 5-star Grand Prix at Concurso de Salto La Silla in 2024. Looking forward to the round of Atlántica du Soleil Z, and Andrés Azcárraga, representando México, representing the home nation. 8 faults, 8 penalties for Andrés Azcárraga en Atlántica du Soleil Z. 8 faltas avec 8 points de pénalité. 2 fences down in his first round of the 2025 Grand Prix GNP Seguros. 8 faltas, 8 in 77.06. And so we are on a quest for the third clear performance in this first round of the 5-star Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla 2025. 2 clears at the moment came from Christophe Snerniks and José Antonio Chedraui. And now to Bretzel du Marais in combination with Alejandro Mills para Mexico. Alejandro riding the 14-year-old gelding, Self-Français bred by Caprice Bamargo and Diamant de Semi. Mexico, Alejandro Mills. And so we are waiting for Alejandro to take his shot in this 5-star Grand Prix, the Grand Prix of the first week presented by GNP Seguros. Mexico for Mexico, Alejandro Mills, Bretzel du Marais. 8 for Alejandro Mills and Bretzel du Marais in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, 8 faltas, 8 and 80.02 segundos, 80.02 seconds, so inside the time allowed of 83, but then it's 2 poles down in the test set for the Grand Prix of our 5-star week here in Monterrey. 8 para Alejandro Mills y Bretzel du Marais, Mexico. Now, what about Ninvaro PS, an 11-year-old Oldenburger bred gelding by Nintendo out of Calvaro Z. It's a combination number 17 in the first round in the successful shape in the 5-star series of San Miguel de Allende, recently the previous stage of this Mexico Falter. Ninvaro PS para Argentina. Bienvenido Juan Bautista Pido de Hortas. Four faults, 4 penalties, 4 faltas, 4 para Argentina. Para Ninvaro PS, Juan Bautista Pido de Hortas with 4 faults in 78.38 seconds. Olympic Games of London in 2012, the World Equestrian Games of Lexington in 2010, and 2 Pan American Games. He has represented his country with flying colors. And now in this Grand Prix, the Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla, riding Pia Contra. Pia Contra is bred by Contargos and Chaco Blue. The very best of luck for Mexico para Mexico, Nicolás Pizarro. Nicolas Pizarro clear all the way and going through to the jump of 0-0-0 para México. En el Gran Premio GNP Seguros, that's a clear and that's a home representation in the jump of field. 0 faltas y clasificada para el desempate México. Nicolas Pizarro, amazing performance and joining Jose Antonio Chedraui and joining Christoph Sneredniks in the ultimate decision of this 5-star Grand Prix here at La Silla. For Argentina, we welcome Luis Pedro Biraben and Vasco, represented this bicolore at the World Equestrian Games in Trine in 2018 and 2 Pan American Games, is number 123 on the Longines ranking. Luis Pedro Biraben para Argentina. Now it falls on the triple combination of La Silla. There are 2 poles down to the holy grass here of our main arena in Monterrey. El concurso de Salto La Silla 2025. 8 faltas, 8 para Argentina, con Vasco Luis Pedro Biraben, Argentina, en 77-68 para Argentina for Argentina. And so on the 3-0 scores, who will be the champion of the 2025 Grand Prix GNP Seguros? Well, maybe Pinot van de Kaatsoeven, a Belgium-bred stallion, bred by Luc van den Berge in his breeding stables, is by Zidane, Clinton and Rabino in combination with Mexican rider Claudette Biaiza Campos para México. Just 4 faults for and 3 for time as well. 3 por exceso de tiempo también para México. Para Claudette Biesa Campos Pino from the Cats Hoof, arriving in 85.72. It is a score of 7 in this first round. 3 por exceso de tiempo también. Y 4 en pista. 7 in 85.72 for Pino from the Cats Hoof. And then we go to Monfort Tren. Monfort is by the great Comme il le faut out of Cardento Dam. It's Arturo Parada Vallejo, number 17 on the Pan American rankings. Highly placed on the Lone Chain ranking and achieved individual bronze and team silver at Central American Games in Guatemala in 2017. Arturo Parada Vallejo, Monfort Tren para Mexico for the home nation of Mexico. Indeed, absolutely an amazing round and a well-earned round of applause because it's a 0 score, 0-0-0 para México en el Gran Premio GNP Seguros. Well, that's a third representation of the home country in the jump-off of our Grand Prix of the 5-star week here in Monterrey. Beautiful round from Arturo Parada Vallejo. Monfort Tren zero faltas y clasificada para el desempate through to the jump-off. But now number 24 in the world, one of the best in the business, has a history, wow, what a history behind the name of Cian O'Connor, and is in amazing form this week as well in the 5-star competition of La Silla. Kentucky TN is his choice in the Grand Prix today. The 10-year-old stallion by Verdi para Irlanda, Ireland, and Cian O'Connor. score of 8 in the first round for Kino Connor and Kentucky T and para Irlanda. Para Irlanda 8 faltas en 79, 97, 79.97 and 8. 4 combinations going through, and this is our last to go in the first round. But what a name to conclude round 1, ladies and gentlemen. 4 Olympic Games, 7 World Equestrian Games, World Championships in Herning, World Cup Finals and Pan American Games. He has been there all, riding his 14-year-old stallion Romeo para México, Federico Fernández. Four clears so far. Christoph Sneerdnix, Jose Antonio Chedraui, Nicolas Pizarro, Arturo Vallejo. Last to go in the first round is Romeo and Mexico's Federico Fernández. Zero para Mexico. Federico Fernández and Romeo clear and qualified for the jump off. What a name to add to the jump off list. 78.99, and that's a clear, that's a position in the jump off in this Grand Prix GNP. Kudos. Christoph Sneerdnix en Valur voor Latvia, Jose Antonio Chedraui en Concord voor Mexico, Nicolas Pizarro en Piacontro voor Mexico 2, Arturo Vallejo en Monfotren for the nation, and in pole position the 4-time Olympian Federico Fernández and Romeo. 5 combinations and 4 times the home country is represented. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back at 2:20. 2:20 in 20 minutes, 20 minutos del desempate de ese Gran Premio GNP Seguros. 20 minutes, and then it is time to rumble in the Grand Prix jump off of this Gran Premio GNP Seguros here on the most iconic stage of Concurso de Salto a la Silla 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting set for the jump off of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. It is increíble, the jump off with the 5 combinations, and it is going to be some battle. Christoph Sneerdniks and Valur is taking it on as first to go. Then it's Jose Antonio Chedraui and Concur, Nicolas Pizarro, Pia Contra, Arturo Parada Vallejo, and Monfort Tren, and in pole position, Federico Fernandez and Romeo, the 4-time Olympian, to close the debates. The jump of rounds has been designed by Cédric Longy. We start at fence number 3. 3 to get us on the way was a ball in the first round. Then down the line to fence number 4B, the second element of the double combination 4B. Then left-handed a turn to fence number 1 at the long side of our LED boards. Then down to fence number 2, left-handed to the Oxer in the center there, the long side of our Banorte Hospitality. That's fence number 2 in the yellow colors. Then an interesting turn to 12B and 12C. The 2 final elements of the triple combination from the first round. It's now a double in the jump of the combination of La Silla, 12B and 12C, the Oxer and vertical of Studbook La Silla. Then, after the combination, we turn left-handed to fence number 6. Fence 6 is then the next to go after 12B and 12C, and we finish at fence number 15. So after the combination of La Silla, it's a long line to the vertical of La Silla, GNP, Let's Be Legends, and then right-handed, a long gallop to 15, that is the Oxer of GNP Seguros at alongside of our VIP hospitality. 3, 4B, 1, 2, 12B, 12C, 6, and 15. 3, 4B, 1, 2, 12B, 12C, 6 y 15 en este desempate del Gran Premio GNP Seguros para los 5 estrellas. The 5-star Grand Prix is about to be decided here in Monterrey at Concurso de Salto La Silla 2025. Will it be Christoph Sneerdniks? Will it be Jose Antonio Chedraui, Nicolas Pizarro, Arturo Parada Vallejo, or Federico Fernandez? The jump off of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros.
¿Sabes que va a terminar primero ahí abajo? ¿Está Martín todavía? Para pedirle que me conecte acá.
Estos barcos no tenemos que estar ahorita, no tenemos que estar arriba y que se bajara y se enganchara. Pero no me contesta,
Si no, el Kevin ahí.
le dije que lo buscara, pero a ver, si mete abajo de volada.
Jump off time, ladies and gentlemen. Let the battle begin in the Grand Prix presented by GNP Seguros. 5 combinations, and it is Valur to open the battle scene. Representing Latvia, the very best of luck for Valur and to Kristaps Nerniks. First to go in the jump off of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Ah, the final fence comes down for Kristaps Nerniks. En Valur 4 faltas 4 para Kristaps Nerniks. En ese es el empate del Gran Premio GNP Seguros. 39.06 time of 39.06. But then the final fence comes down, the Oxford of GNP Seguros. It does give us a first reference in terms of time, 39.06 for the start of our second contender for the home nation, representado México con Concor José Antonio Chedraui, Mexico. Cero, 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 México. José Antonio Chedraui Concor, a beautiful round in the jump off of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Wow, 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 cero falta, cero para México, clear in 43.82 seconds. 43.82 y cero faltas para México. And the battle begins now with Pia Contra by Contarjos and Chaco Blue for the home nation too. Para México también Nicolás Pizarro. .83.82 2 beats. Nicolás Pizarro, Pia contra en primer lugar. En primer lugar para México, 40.35, taking over the lead in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. What a round and what a time. Excelente. 40.35, 40.35 seconds is now to catch. Nicolás Pizarro is leading in his 5-star Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla, riding Pia Contra. 43.5 ahead of Arturo Parrara Vallejo. The very best of luck para México y Montfautrain. A new leader, Dios mío, Arturo Parrara Vallejo, Montfautrain, taking the lead. New primus inter pares, what a time! 39.46 seconds. Leading the dance now in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. En primer lugar para México, Arturo Parrara Vallejo. 39.46, 39.46 segundos. 39.46 is now the new challenge. Who will win the 5-star Grand Prix here at La Silla in 2025? Will it be Arturo Parrara Vallejo or will it be the 4-time Olympian with Romeo lost to go for the home nation of Mexico, representado Mexico, Federico Fernandez? 39.46. Is that beatable? Zero, zero, zero. Beautiful conclusion of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. 40-42. En tercer lugar para México, Federico Fernandez. In third in this Grand Prix of Concurso de Salto La Silla 2025 with Romeo. Second for Nicolás Pizarro. En Pia Contra en segundo lugar. Para el ganador Arturo Parrara Vallejo y Montfautrem, the champions of the 2025 Grand Prix here at the Concurso de Salto La Silla, this 2025 edition, the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. What an amazing sport, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Please stay with us as we are about to celebrate an incredible Mexican home podium in the prize giving of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros.
En un momento más, mientras se prepara la pista para la premiación, tendremos el vuelo del águila. En un momento más tendremos el vuelo del águila para la premiación del Gran Premio GNP Seguros.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us as we are about to celebrate the champions in the prize giving of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. And of course, we're looking forward to the historic and iconic moment of the Falcon bringing the Rosetta to our winner, to the champion of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. A moment that always ends up in the history books of Concurso de Salto La Silla here in Monterrey. The Falcon bringing the ribbon for our champions. So please stay with us to witness that amazing moment with an entire Mexican podium in this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Arturo Parada Vallejo, Nicolas Pizarro and Federico Fernandez. Stay with us to celebrate the winners, the legends here of La Silla in the Grand Prix GNP Seguros.
Muy buenas tardes. Hoy les tenemos algo nuevo y muy especial en nuestro ya tradicional vuelo del águila para la premiación del Gran Premio GNP Seguros aquí en el hípico La Silla. Por primera vez tenemos un halcón gerifalte para esta exhibición. El gerifalte es el miembro más grande de la familia de los halcones y es un pariente muy cercano del ya conocido halcón peregrino. Si nos prestan atención por un momentito aquí a la torre del jurado, nuestro halcón iniciará su vuelo desde aquí para sobrevolar la pista de concurso y capturar la moña del primer lugar. Este vuelo simboliza la dificultad y el esfuerzo que realizan los binomios competidores de este evento para alcanzar la victoria. Esperamos disfruten mucho de esta exhibición que es única en nuestro país. Adelante.
An iconic and a symbolic moment, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Concurso de Salto de la Silla in Monterrey, the flight of the Falcon, Vuelo del Halcón, here during the prize giving of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. A moment for the history books and the memories of Studbook La Silla of Club Hípico, La Silla, the flight of the Falcon, Vuelo del Halcón, para aquí, a La Silla. The Gran Premio GNP Seguros. This is the prize giving, ladies and gentlemen, of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Prize giving, ladies and gentlemen, of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros here at Concurso de Salto de la Silla 2025. We start with congratulating our combination in 5th place. In quinto lugar, felicidades Kristaps Neretniks and Valur in 5th place for Latvia. Congratulations to Kristaps Neretniks in 5th position. En cuarto lugar para México con Concord, felicidades José Antonio Chedraui. Congratulations in 4th place. On the bronze position, en tercer lugar con Romeo representado México, Federico Fernández. En segundo lugar, con Pia Contra, what a performance from Nicolas Pizarro in second. But the champion of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, el ganador con Monfro Tren para México, Arturo Parada Vallejo. El ganador del Gran Premio GNP Seguros, Arturo Parada Vallejo. We invite our top 3 to please dismount their horses and take their positions on our podium. We invite Arturo Parada Vallejo, Nicolas Pizarro and Federico Fernandez to please dismount Monfort, Pia Contra and Romeo and join us on the podium of La Silla. In 3rd place, en tercer lugar con Romeo, Federico Fernández. En segundo lugar para Pia Contra, para México, Nicolas Pizarro. In second, with the champion, el ganador para México, Arturo Parada Vallejo, the champion. The podium of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Los trofeos, the trophies are being presented to these incredible gentlemen. Federico Fernandez, Nicolas Pizarro and Arturo Parada Vallejo. What a moment for the history books of Concurso de Salto La Silla, the champions of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. In honor of the win of Arturo Parada Vallejo, may we kindly ask you to please be upstanding for the national anthem of Mexico, el himno nacional de México. México, Arturo Parrara Vallejo, el ganador, the champion of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. And then we present to our podium the champagne, la champaña para el podium del Gran Premio GNP Seguros, because it is time to say cheers after such an amazing jump off. Oh, pay attention there. I knew it. After such an amazing jump off, one more time for your champion, el ganador, Arturo Parrara Vallejo, México. What a podium of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Amazing sport in this 5-star Grand Prix. And we say well done, we say cheers, and we say salud, salud, our podium, Arturo Parrara Vallejo, el ganador del Gran Premio GNP Seguros. Our top 3 is going to return to their horses in a few moments in preparation for the lap of honor to celebrate and drop the curtains over this Grand Prix of the first week of Concurso de Sal de la Silla here in Monterrey. What an iconic celebration. And what a moment for the memories and for the history books of this beautiful and prestigious show jumping event in Mexico, in Monterrey. And you, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, have been an amazing audience. But one more time, we will scream and shout as loud as we can for an incredible podium. In this Grand Prix GNP Seguros, Kristaps Neretniks, Jose Antonio Chedraui, Federico Fernandez, Nicolas Pizarro, but the champion, the man of the moment, the one and the only, el ganador, como fotren para México, México, felicidades, Arturo Parrara Vallejo. And one more time, uno más, Arturo, uno más, one final time, your champion of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, el ganador, México, Arturo Parrara Vallejo.
de los halcones y es un pariente